poppycocks in a jar. But once I met a girl on Poppycock back in the Poppycock Hills. They won't let me back on Poppycock, reckon they never will. Well, Poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Poppycock, Poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. The earth don't spin at all on Poppycock, flatter than a hot roadkill. And beer don't stick to balls on Poppycock, reckon it never will. Once I met two folks on Poppycock, one bald, the other likes cats. She wild as a rosy, quicker than a satellite, no Poppycock about that. Well, Poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Poppycock, Poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Take a Trey. To flock on Poppycock, ain't no Poppycock pins. You might just find yourself on Poppycock, waking with a Poppycock kin. And Poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Poppycock, Poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Why so freaking early? Poppycock, you and me.
Oh, good morning. Well, Poppycock and CockyPop, and welcome to the Easter egg hunt, and sort of a making you guys go on a wild goose chase here. We've had some sort of weird technical issue at the last minute, so I'll stand by, and if we can, Rose gets her in figured out, so she may join in. Who knows? It's been a wild and woolly morning. But welcome. Thanks for hopping over and jumping from channel to channel. Glad you're here. I know, right? You think it was stressful for you? Oh my goodness. I was tripping. Okay. Welcome. There is certainly no shortage of poppycock, and that includes our technical stuff here. It's always something, right? It's just, if it ain't the windmill, it's the pigs. That's what we always would say in Texas. Before I forget, let's do this. I'm sure I'll come back to it, but we'll start off with this. Got a couple of big things coming up, of course. We got the Solar Return Festival coming up March 27th. South Kakalaki, Greenville, South Kakalaki. Back at the Belly of the Beast in the Shriner Event Center. We had a great time at the Flattoberfest, and should be as well this time. Focused on music and arts and fellowship and hands-on good stuff. It's going to be a good time for all. So don't forget to get your tickets now. Up until tomorrow, the 3rd, you can still get discount tickets by using promo code 1111. When you check out this, I'll drop that into the chat right there for you guys, and you can go get your tickets there. Also coming up on the 20th in Shelton, Washington at Neeland Park. That's right, Neeland. Don't make any jokes about that. Coming up on the 20th at 2 p.m., Neeland Park in Shelton, Washington. And you can meet up with some folks. We'll call it Flattober West. So you got Dottie and Ceiling Fan Man, Mark Sargent, even the great Baldini and some other folks going to be there. So make sure and make your plans for that. If you need accommodations, there are some local places, including the Shelton Inn and the Wild Horse, I think, Casino and resort is located there. So you can bet on it. All right. So there's that. Oh, and there's another one coming up. I think what is that? The weekend of the 4th, something like that. That is coming up. I cannot find it. but that is the one. Check out Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole for that, coming up on the East Coast in Connecticut. So you can check that out if you're on the East Coast. You get East Coast, West Coast, and the big Solar Return Festival a week later than the Solar Return. Coming up on the 27th, but I'll be there, as well as Rose 777. Jason Lindgren will be there, and let's see, Chief Crow and the Flat Earth Worms, and a whole bunch, One Big Love, a whole bunch of people. Oh, of course, Ted Summer and Karen B. And Scooter would be there, making custom T-shirts. I think this time it's going to be awesome. And hey, Jenny, welcome. Great to have you here. All right, so the Poppycock never ceases. For those of you who are just joining, we had a little, I don't know, confabulation, little great jibbity jeepers going on this morning. Just as the other stream was kicking off, we lost connection, and so I scrambled to get over here. It was wild. All right, so Dr. Seuss suffers cancel culture. That's right. 6 of his books won't be published anymore because of their racist overtones. Okay. But you can be sure that the FBI director is on the way to save you from extremism and domestic terrorism. And the media, they've got you covered too. I noticed this report earlier here. It's pretty interesting. So this is from the Daily Beast, a bastion of journalistic integrity. They point out, they've got this great picture here of a 20-year-old MAGA Paul's war on Antifa backfires horribly. Let's just do a quick little bit of fact-checking on them, shall we? This took me all of, 15 seconds. Chaos, invincibility, lack of respect for authority. These are the things a Montana lawmaker accuses anti-fascists of, because they're not going to use the name. They're giving all the respect here to Antifa, of a new resolution intended to designate the movement a, quote, domestic terrorist organization. Well, let's quickly just point out here. Again, they're trying to show this guy to be a backwoods doofus. You can see that from his picture. But the measure is struggling to get off the ground. And they call him a MAGA acolyte turned state lawmaker. So days after far-right rioters broke into the U.S. Capitol, while burning cities is mostly peaceful protest, Montana State Representative Braxton Mitchell introduced a resolution aimed at the opposite end of the political spectrum, Antifa, the loosely affiliated left-wing anti-fascist movement. Never mind that, quote, Antifa, they don't capitalize it here, of course, is not a centralized group, nor that the United States government makes no such designations of, quote, domestic terror. Really? Well, so we have a loosely knit group called Antifa. Make sure I spell it properly. Political protest movement comprising autonomous groups affiliated by their militant opposition to fascism by using fascism. And other forms of extreme right-wing ideology. Wait a minute, I thought fascism had been adopted by the left because they're the only ones employing that behavior. So let me copy that just to make sure I've got it right here and go to Antifa.com. Oh dear. No, there's no tricks there. I didn't. That's not a Photoshop. That you can do it yourself. It used to go to the Democratic National Convention, and now it goes directly to the White House. So that loosely knit organization, Antifa, what else did they say? Nor that the United States government makes no such designations of domestic terror. Wait, what? Let's see. FBI.gov. Terrorism. Terrorism definitions. Domestic terrorism. The current threat. The internet and social media. So thank you, Daily Beast, for giving us the truth there. We love how you frame things in a way to make things clear, very easily understood. We're supposed to hate anybody who's not on the far left, and Yeah. Okay. Just checking. All right. You can get a live stream on that if you want. FBI Director Wray is testifying on this very thing because people who don't accept the mainstream narrative are dangerous, of course. All those people who don't believe that Building 7 killed itself. Jeffrey Epstein was an inside job. Frustrated parents rally outside a meeting asking for return to in-person learning. That's here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can also find there's a kind of a big kerfluffle in California where one of the teachers, head of the teachers union, had in fact, he had been one of the spearheading the stay-at-home campaign, remote teaching for the teachers, and then he was spotted dropping his daughter off at a private school for in-person learning. But hey, hypocrisy knows no bounds. That's what they do. Governor Cuomo, the recipient of an Emmy Award for his riveting portrayal of COVID-19 in the media, he's facing some troubles now. Not just the nursing home scandal, but a third woman has come forward now to accuse him of unwanted advances. He did say he was being playful. I think that was the word he used, playful. Similar to what Uncle Joe Sniffy says, that he was being friendly, just, expressing and supportive, encouraging, even, yeah. But, if we believe all women, I mean, not that you can't believe people, but yes, eat the sausage, eat the whole sausage. COVID upended the lives of children everywhere. That could be easily seen. I have to point this out. I suppose I should have just done this from a news search, but we'll do it this way. So in Japan, according to reports, according to reports, but here we are. So Japan reports suicides have outpaced COVID deaths by, apparently more people this last month committed suicide in Japan than have died all last year of COVID, including 19-year-old actress. It's sad. Now, Japan does have a culture that is more accepting, I suppose, of harikari, but anyway, it's not an isolated incident. I mean, if you watch around you, it's clearly a coordinated attack on everything but the tech oligarchy, right? Who's making all the money? I guess I can do a business report here, but already, right? If we just say who are the top grossing businesses, not TOEIP, but top grossing businesses in 2020, what you'll find is that this is going to be your biggies: Amazon, Walmart, Target. Target just made an announcement of bigger than expected gains. You know who didn't do well? Anybody that's not a mega conglomerate. So all your mom and pop shops. What, of course, we've also seen is that places such as bars, restaurants, the entire music industry, concerts, live performance of any kind, not just the performers themselves, but of course the entire support network from stagehands and those who work to set the show up outnumber those who perform by 10 to 1. An entire industry shut down, driving people into bankruptcy. But hey, they can't even get you your $2,000 in the U.S. But we can show you new Mars photos from NASA's Perseverance. So in stunning detail, they say. No, I don't want that. That's, okay, just go away. I don't want that. So yeah, in stunning detail, they're going to show you these but here they call them images. There's a difference. Because, words have, it looks like Gumby there. In fact, speaking of space, let's see where we got this going. Pictures from space.com. An entire website devoted to poppycock and nonsense. Pictures from space are image of the day because they're images. You see, they're not photos. Image credit, NASA. That's the image captured by the Hubble Space Telescope. We're told a baby star. Image credit, ESA, Hubble. And this image, snapped by the Hubble Space Telescope. Or Sophia. Here we have this image credit contains modified Copernicus Sentinel data. In this image taken from space, you can see Mount Etna in Italy. All right. With data that they got from space. It looks very much like a maybe 80,000 feet. Galaxies revealed in long-term images. Oh, here we go. Falling to Mars. This still is from a video NASA released yesterday, February 22. The first video from its Perseverance rover. Can't see the mask around there. And anybody familiar with photography would instantly recognize that we're looking at multiple focal lengths here. The focal length for the object in the front is different than that in the back. It is not taken from one, through one lens. I mean, it's obvious. I mean... Oh, dear. So, yeah, we got that going for us, which is nice. Somebody had sent me an image, and it was taken, let's see, it was a report from, let's see here. Got to find it now. This was, I think I put it in here. It said it was from CBS News. Where is that? Do I have it? I thought I had saved it in there. Maybe it's in the other folder. Sorry about that. I should have that image up. I can probably find it through what I did already, which was a reverse image search. Because what happened was... oh, there we go. Okay. So this was sent to me, and as people do, send in the poppycock. CBS News tweets, Florida man 37 arrested for kidnapping 27 people and forcing them to play Yahtzee for 36 hours straight. Yahtzee. I just thought that sounds weird, and so quick reverse image search couldn't. Well, it's came out 2016 is the image, not really related to that. There was another story about a guy who broke into a church, but not kidnapping. Ultimately, turns out that didn't happen, but it does make a great meme. So we got that going, which is nice. But, this didn't happen either, but it makes a great meme. Let's see here. What else do we have? All sorts of goodies. Oh, dear. Yes, Amazon shaves app icon mustache that raised eyebrows because it looks a little bit like an Austrian guy with let's see. Oh, there's a story. I was going to tell Rose, but I'll tell you. So last night, one of the things I don't like about getting older, and when there are many things, I'm not a big fan of the aging process. I unfriended it on Facebook. Oh, it's good coffee. One of the things I don't like is you have that moment, right? And you just you're trying to remember something that's on the tip of your tongue and you just can't remember. Well, I was trying to tell her about a movie last night, and I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the actor's name. And she's like, well, who? And I'm like, a fat warthog who thinks he's a ninja. She's like, oh, Steven Seagal. No, it's true. She nailed it. And, because it's been shown that couples, after they've been together for a while, they have sort of their memory sort of is organic. It grows together. And yeah. So I was telling her about the story about that was that back in the day, there was a movie, and I think it's called Air Force One is what I think it was called. But it was this action movie, and I went with some friends. I think we were trying to decide what movie to see, and I wasn't really a fan. When I got outvoted, and so Alzheimer's, right? Old timers disease. Anyway, so I wasn't really wanting to see this movie, but I lost. I was outvoted, and so we went to see this movie. And during the opening credits, I noted that Steven Seagal was in it, and I'm like, oh man, if I'd have known this guy was in the movie, I definitely wouldn't have come. I can't stand this guy. And 8 minutes in. And he's also like they introduce him right away, and he's a prominent character, right? And he's like all portraying himself as what he imagines, like some super ninja guy. And see, this was at a time when I was like, isn't he like already? He was already irrelevant. And this has got to have been like the late '80s. Anyway, yeah, it's a Harrison Ford flick, exactly, Steve. And so, about 8 minutes in, Steven Seagal gets sucked out of the plane and dies, and the whole theater burst into applause. And I was like, yes, that was worth the price of admission right there. No, really, it was. It's good stuff, and so yeah, it was worth the whole, I don't know, $2 or whatever it was we spent for movies back. It's true. I don't care much for Steven Seagal. I never did. So Big Stink in Texas, of course. Friend of mine, you guys probably know him often in the chat. Joe Ray, or Timeless Music Journey, guitar player friend of mine, still in Texas, bless his pointy little head. And he was telling me he's on day 17 with no water. The public utilities there have just gone... Well, again, first it was the ice storm, and then they turned off the power, which is nice. And then everything froze, of course, and then your pipes freeze. And so when the water comes, power comes back on, and the pipes burst, and it's a mess. I don't mean to laugh. It's a mess, but it's creating all sorts of conflict there. And so, but again, who suffers the most? In fact, Brazos, which is the oldest power cooperative, so like a sort of like a credit union for a bank. They went bankrupt because only the big guys can survive. He's a Van Damme wannabe. He's Van Damme crazy, that's for sure. I don't know if you've read some of the stuff this guy has said, but he's, oh my gosh, the nut job. Anyway, enough about the fat warthog. So Texas Public Utility Commissioner Chair Deanne Walker resigns, again amidst a big stink, and we'll keep an eye on that for you. I noted, I don't have the screenshot with me, I apologize, but there was an advertisement for Comcast that I saw recently, and even it was touting its internet reliability as still working when the power goes out. So they're telling you they are planning to switch the flip at some point, and a dark skies event is what they call it. And of course, our friend Snuffleupagus has been telling us all the time that we are having a look forward to a dark winter. Let's see. I had some more goodies here. I did note. Let's see, of course, Target Q4 earnings beat analyst forecast across the board because, only the big guys, even Kohl's, right? The big players are doing pretty well amidst the lockdowns. It's the real people who are suffering because that's how they do. Harry and Meghan begged to delay Oprah broadcast with their tell-all. Well, Prince Philip is gravely ill. And Hilaria and Alec Baldwin welcomed sixth child together less than 6 months after giving birth to fifth. What? That doesn't sound quite right. I mean, she did claim to be Spanish. Oh, man. Do you see it? It's clown world. It is completely clown world. Yeah, the Neanderthals, we got that. COVID-19 ending soon is unrealistic, according to the World Health Organization, because, they got to keep you in fear. They're enjoying this power and control too much. They're not going to let it go. Are you kidding? Oh, man. It doesn't work that way. When you give any government emergency powers, the emergency never goes away. It's been 20 years since the fateful event on that September morning when emergency powers were granted in the form of a Patriot Act. Hundreds of pages long document, which was ready to go in the days following. They had everything worked out and just ready for people to sign. Remarkable, isn't it? Even though the Center for New American Thought or whatever had issued a document years earlier saying that they couldn't instantiate these ideas of New World Order if barring some precipitous event like a new Pearl Harbor. And then, remarkably, government is just people. Well, government workers are people, and it just puts up a guise, right? But then you get people like, for example, the police force, right? It's just people, but it's people who have a particular psych profile and who enjoy, they've got, well, I won't be too explicit, but they're the same guys who drive lifted trucks, compensating for a unfortunate anatomic detail in which they got left behind when they're coming up a little short, I think. So is it people? Well, yeah. I mean, people get in a situation where they're going to take the fat check and enjoy a sense of control over others. You see, bureaucrats love that. I mean, haven't you ever been to the DMV? They love making you squirm. They love making you get frustrated. Go to the post office. They love it. What little control that they can exert over other people because you have to be there. It's not like you can go somewhere else. So there's you don't have an alternate choice for government or services. They have a monopoly on taking your freedom and selling it back to you, maybe with stipulations. So government, are they there? They're not, our enemy. I mean, they've made us their sworn enemy, right? But it's simply a way for them to exert control, whether it's government or just you got distracted there. So Red Fox, it's a story. I'll come back to that. We'll circle back to it. But yeah, whether it's government or in the past, religion has been used this way. Again, giving people, it's supposed to, government is supposed to be, derive its power from the consent of the governed. And clearly that's not happening. Because in every case, what they do is the exact opposite of what the people want. But yet they claim that it's for your own good. They're looking out for your best interest. They shut down the whole world to keep you safe, don't you know? And even their inflated numbers, doing everything that they can to inflate numbers, clearly, obviously, even by their own admission. They can't get more than, 0.03% fatality rate? 400s, maybe? Certainly not any more than the flu. And the flu, of course, goes completely away. And all the numbers to show their contrivance. 28 days ago, you tested positive for some exosomes, protein markers excreted from your cell. And 28 days later, you had a car accident that was fatal. They'd mark it down as, death from COVID. Well, exactly, Ted. Fuck the fucking fuckers, man. And yeah, Karen, I agree. I am notoriously nonviolent. And these days, I just about had enough. My wife asked me this morning, it's like, why did no one stand up and say no to this? Right? Just like, well, look at what they did. It's plain and obvious to us because, we don't trust them. We know that they're liars. And so when this all began, I don't think there was anybody in the truth community who went, oh, wow, everybody mask up and be scared. Because we know that they're liars, and that's what they do, right? That's just how they do. That they're lying liars going to lie, and they did. And so we saw all the things, and right away people started pointing out Event 201, right? All the things, but the mainstream, they've been pounded over time with. Ultimately, what we know now, right, is that it's a combination of full spectrum programming, like Ted Summers says, fluoride, right? So that fluoride's there, but it's also they get addicted to news, right, as the arbiter of truth with their fact checkers and the use of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to put you in a spell, and you are under a spell, but it's a full spectrum. It's not just the news. It's not just the music. It's not just the movies. It's not just television. It's everything, all tied together. And then as soon as, it was preposterous from the outset, right? We're going to lock everybody down except for you essential workers. Wow, what's essential? Fast food, liquor stores, marijuana shops, pot shops are open. Not that I'm complaining, of course, but shows you what's essential. Food, clothes? I don't know. Be careful about that. But then all the essential workers were fucking heroes, man. If you're flipping if you're dropping fries and flipping burgers down at the Carl's Jr., you are a freaking hero, man. Getting out there, getting hazard pay, for that frontline work, because it's a war. It's a war against the invisible enemy. So, yeah. Oh, and then immediately they had this amazing coin shortage. Just out of overnight. Hey, what happened? I don't know. The bank wouldn't give us coins. Yeah, that's why there's a coin shortage. And you know who touted that? The only places still, even to this day, pretty much around the Seattle area, the only places really pushing that are the major, the big corporate stuff. It's any little mom and pop shop. They're not having any coin shortage. It's make believe. The whole thing is fucking make believe. So I, welcome to Baldini Rants, I guess, this morning. But this last week on Unintended Consequences, my Saturday morning stream, I mentioned that I had not yet gotten the dreaded context tag, right, from YouTube that Rose has now seen on her channel. And as soon as I said that, I got the Q tag. I'm like, oh God, perfect. Never have I mentioned that letter in a positive light on any of my streams. And yet they got nothing, right? So they don't like what you're saying. They're just going to put that tag on you, a little gold star or whatever, right? Hey, Trey, good to see you. You're crushing. Hey. So anyway, we've seen it from the start, and they got nothing other than to do the smear campaign of what they who probably just made up, right? This ridiculous guy. I guess I already closed the article, but our buddy there that they tagged a MAGA idiot. Hey Trey, man, thanks, I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, buddy. We'll check in soon. I see a couple of messages from you, but I am honestly struggling right now to stay on top of things. I'm really behind, frankly. I'm not complaining, but I am apologizing a bit for people that I'm supposed to get back with, and I'm just like overwhelmed, and I'm feeling really self-conscious and really guilty about that. Because I try to be a person of integrity and do the things I say I'm going to do. And when I can't fulfill my commitments. It really bugs me, and I have something I was actually talking to Beth Martins about in kind of a private conversation, but I don't mind sharing. Is that my one of my biggest issues is the fear of disappointing people, right? Letting them down. That if I take on the responsibility, I need to complete that, and it terrifies me that I'm going to let people down, and just anyway, yeah. Each of us battle our own demons. For me, that's it. Is that I'm going to disappoint people or be a disappointment to them. Expectations are what they are, and if they're unspoken, it's going to be a disappointment. But I'm just talking about things that you agree to. Anyway, so that having been said, just I think we're all doing our best, as Zach says, right? It seems to be in the air. We're being kind of pressed on every side, right? And they certainly want to, make us feel like we can't do anything right about it. That they're going to continue to push us into, it's like. I don't know. It just reminds me of the kids in the back seat, and the one is pastoring the other, right? And don't touch me, and they're playing like they're going to poke them, and they just keep provoking them until finally they get frustrated and slap them back. And Mom, they're slapping. And the one that slaps back gets in trouble. It's exactly like kind of what the government's doing is trying to provoke it. Or the government, right? The whole system is trying to provoke anybody who doesn't follow their narrative. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell Mom. They're trying to provoke a response. They keep lying about you, smearing you, calling you every name of the book, and expecting that you're going to be pissed and respond. And as soon as you do, then they have a pretext. Right? I mean, remember Ruby Ridge? Oh, he's not gonna do what we want him to. He's not gonna respond. Well, we'll shoot his dog. That didn't do it. Well, we'll shoot his wife in the face and his son in the back. Yeah, they did that, and then they followed that up with setting a bunch of women and children on fire in Waco. So it's really quality stuff. Thank you for that, for keeping us safe. We appreciate that. So now we need to do as they say. So our buddy Foul Cheese says he would have no hesitancy whatsoever to take it. The Johnson & Johnson jab. Of course, Johnson & Johnson notoriously continued using asbestos in baby powder, knowing it was there and knowing its effect. Give a fuck. They're making money. But he says, let's see, I was looking at for this article. I now can't find it. Of course, it says it's important to wear a mask even after getting the jab. We got that. He says people with the vaccine could soon socialize together. You know who that means doesn't get to? It's not mandatory. Right? It's entirely voluntary. But fully vaccinated people can gather individually with minimal risk, he says. So virtually everybody could start getting vaccinated in April. And he says as soon as it becomes available, you should have it. Even Saturday Night Live, of course, is getting in on the gag. They're trying to make it whatever vaccine is available, take it. Right, just get whatever you can. It's in short supply. You need to get it. You need to get it. A 90-year-old in Seattle walked 6 miles in the snow to get it. Young women are dressing up as old ladies to get it because it's so valuable. You got to have it. For fuck's sake. Please hear me clearly. Cat Dog Cat Director urges states not to reopen too soon. Not too soon. The heroes, these frontline workers, food workers, teachers, those food workers, fast food, those frontline heroes, they can get the vaccine. if you can't see this for what it is, God help you. Yeah, this was not my intention this morning. Sorry about that. It was just a weird start, and we lost the initial stream just as it started. So, and I couldn't get Rose back. So, let's see here. What else we got going on here? Florida man. I don't even know what to say about our buddy Florida man. It's just such. We got one guy drowns looking for a golf ball. Yeah, I don't know. This guy wins $500,000 playing lotto numbers from a fortune cookie. You think? Yeah, I've always really strongly doubted big lottery jackpot payoffs. I mean, they show you pictures of it, but really, like I mean, just like they have these, people in jail, right? Whether it's O.J. Simpson or whether it's Anthony McVeigh, right? Timothy McVeigh. You don't know. They show you a picture, say he went to jail, say he got executed. You don't know, right? So yeah, Karen, I agree. I've always been very suspect of the lottery and just its attacks on stupid people. But I say that people they get in such bad circumstances that they will do anything to get out, and they think you can't win if you don't play, right? So they give their money back, and articles like that, I just go keep your money in your pocket, right? And then even that's fiat currency. I say spend it on helping other people. That's what I say. Former Metro employee guilty embezzlement, court clerk in Mississippi charged with embezzlement. Wyoming woman sentenced for new defendants added to federal indictment alleging multi-million-dollar embezzlement. Former man charged with embezzlement. Former CFO of Mississippi City sentenced for embezzlement. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't usually do this, but and it's always problematic when I do, but I'm going to try it anyway. Since I don't have Earl, tiny or big, let's do that. If you want to give me a ring-dong Dutchie, 206-734-4325. That's 206-734-4325. During the show only, please. I do not answer afterwards. If I cannot, often what happens is your call will come in and then drop, and then I just have to call you back. That's usually the way it goes. I have no idea why. It's a glitch in the system. It doesn't really work well. I don't know why. And it seems to be only me. And I've reinstalled Skype a couple of times. Maybe that's why. Who knows? But if you want to give me a call, 206-734-4325, and let me know what's on your mind. You can do that. Or Karen B., I see that you're around. Did the show... I see. There's Zach saying, did the show go wonky or is it just me? No, it's just you. No, the show went wonky. It went sideways. Last time somebody won the lotto in North Carolina, go back 3 years, and no one had a jackpot. Okay, we'll try that. Hello? Okay, so I'm going to have to call you back. We'll do that. See, I told you it would go that way. All right, so we're going to try this. 732, I'm calling you right back. Hey, 732, who's this?
How you doing? This is Anthony calling you from New Jersey.
Hey,
how you doing, Baldini?
Hey, Anthony from New Jersey. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Excellent. What's happening, man?
What's the call? I've been following you guys for a long time, man. I love your work. I love everything you guys do. I was going to call in. I was saying I've been a big proponent of trying to beat these banks and doing stuff by, buying physical silver, taking, trading their fiat for real money.
Yeah.
And I was going to tell you, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but if you go on Reddit, like it's called Wall Street Silver.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of us, and we're all buying physical silver. There's like 40,000 plus of us strong. We just raised 80,000 for billboards to put up about getting rid of your fiat and buying physical silver, and we're clearing vaults out left and right, and we're just clearing physical ounces, taking them off the market left and right. And that's one of the ways we can fight back and beat these banks, is just, stop the manipulation of the silver, of the real money, and take the, power out of their hands by trying to take, their manipulated money out,
sure,
and
I know.
give the power back to us people.
And Doc Martin, I think, is doing silver as well. And I think it's always a good idea, I think, to protect yourself and to put whatever assets you have into something that is going to help you, right? My take on it, right, is I don't know how much power we can actually get over. I mean, how many, it would take a substantial amount of people to really, shut the banks down or whatever. But to protect yourself and have something, I mean, silver is likely to have value no matter, even if the power goes out, right? No matter what happens. Sure,
Yep.
it's a physical, tangible thing, right? Unlike, cryptocurrency or Doc Martin, Doc Michael. Yeah, I know. Anyway, my rented lips. Karen was giving me crap. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, I think again, good on you. And just from my position, right? I think that those who hold the power, they're going to continue to do so. But for individual people to diversify and to put their assets into something that has physical value. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
For me, right? I love to put whatever. To me, money is kind of fleeting anyway, and so I would say some people would say I have an unhealthy relationship with money, but to me, it's always a means to an end, right? So in the past, it has been gathering experiences, whether that's travel or whatever, just having the experience, because nobody can take that away from me. And the same way now, as I get older, it's to try to invest in others, right? So when I see people in need and I can help financially, I try to do that, or to find a way to use whatever resources I can to develop and invest in relationships, right? So, and again, that's for me. But I do agree that anybody who has not realized the volatility and the control that fiat currency has over you, whether electronic or even paper money, you can't eat it. You know what I mean?
But the one thing I want to get across though to you is the difference with silver. That's why I didn't mention gold or anything else. The difference with silver is silver has over 10,000 industrial uses. They need silver for everything they're pushing. They push electric car, they push solar panels, they push anything, even antibacterial, this, that. Everything has silver basically in it. And what I'm saying is it gets eaten up. 80% of what it's mined is used in industrial use. So there's only a small percentage amount for investment and everything.
Yep.
So that's what I'm trying to say. If we clear them out and we just keep buying their silver physically, these corporations, say like a bullshit ass Tesla, they're going to need to freaking, all the silver's gone. We need to buy more. We need to buy more. So what I'm saying is their corporations or whatever run on manipulating that metal. So that's what I'm saying. If we take it back to the people, that's how we get them.
I feel you there. I will say this, and again, I don't mean to be, taking all. But here's my position. Really, is that the way that I watch the dominoes fall is to me. I think again for me. Well, that's all I can say, is that investing or counting on the system staying the way it is, right? So again, like Tesla and all this sort of stuff, like that the situation will be as it is. It seems like to me that they're pushing in such a way that what the world around us will be so different. Again, let's say they drop the power grid, right? Like, so all the stuff, anybody who's into crypto or even just regular bank, right? Even right now, I couldn't get my money, right? I wouldn't have anything of value other than what I own. And even that's mostly worthless because I have a lot of electronic stuff. Right. So without power, it's all gone. Right. The only thing I've got is the food in my cabinet, some water, my car, which will run until the gas runs out. And then how are you going to pump it? So I guess if we're all hedging our bets, right? My bet right now is that society will, they always say shit hit the fan or whatever, but I will say society will look very different, especially for those of us who do not accept the changes that they're trying to impose on us. That with the new passports and that sort of stuff, real ID, but now what's involved in medical stuff, I think it's going to be very difficult for those who are dissidents, right, to the system.
Yeah.
So anyway, that said, so for me, I go, yeah, anything of tangible value, whether that's silver or gold, those things have value, inherent value, right? They can, and that's fine. Again, my take goes along this line. And again, I will also say again, to each his own. So this is not, I'm not giving advice. I'm saying this is the way that I see it. Right? Is that what my buddy Jay Bro said. Right? Is that if you put your money into tangible assets, then people can steal it. Fire can come and destroy it. It can be lost. And I have personally suffered loss of everything that I own. I would say 4 times. 3 times everything, and 4 times, if you include a nasty divorce, but you realize, I think, when you go through that experience that things are just things and they can be replaced. But lives and relationships are difficult to replace. Right. And so it gives you a bit of a take. So anyway, my buddy Jay Bro says, if you invest in the things that can't be taken from you, right, then you always have that. And I do think that, you can't take any material possessions with you. You can only take who you are and relationships. And that's my take. If anybody tells you they know for sure what happens when you shuffle off this mortal coil, then I think they're either lying, they're a fraud or a fool. That's my take. But anyway, I appreciate your contribution. And yeah, so if people want to know about that, can they get in touch with you or whatever? And you said there's a website they can look at, or Reddit.
I would tell people that people go on, it's called Wall Street Silver. They're on Reddit, but it's under Wall Street Silver.
Sure.
And it's great just to have 40,000 people that are together that are talking about F the banks, all this stuff.
Yeah, you bet.
They're on the same mind as we are, and I love the stuff you do. And I think what you say is what's going to happen. I tell people anyway, where I think we're going to separate, and there's going to be people that want to go in the city and have all that smart stuff and do whatever.
Yep.
And there's going to be people like us who want to go out to the country, grow our own food, and just be left alone. You know?
Exactly. And that's where I'm headed, right now, and with intent. Right, I'm really pushing to make it happen as quickly as I can, and I realize that not everybody can or even would, but again, for me and my family, that seems right to us. Is to if we see the handwriting on the wall, right, it seems imprudent to not take action. So that's what we're doing. And so for me, again, every bit of asset that I have available to me is right now going into one of these things, right? Whether it's traveling to visit people, so investing in relationships at the solar return, that's a worthy investment for me, or whether it's doing the stuff that we do here and just keeping the lights turned on and investing in computers and that sort of stuff, or helping other people do so we can grow the network. That is what I'm doing. And again, it's not something I can say, oh, everybody needs to do that. I mean, it would be I would like if everybody did that. I have, over the last couple of weeks, have been encouraging people to, especially if they find themselves in a challenging situation, they're getting depressed and feeling hostile and angry toward the world around them because they're being attacked, and we are on every side, right? Is to find somebody or some buddies and help other people, and it really does change your outlook on things. It really helps drop a big burden from you, because if you can find a way to legitimately help somebody else, the reward that you get in your heart is like immense, and it suddenly takes your eyes off what the problems that you're having. So anyway, that's my that's my take on it. Again, I wouldn't say advice, just that's where I look, how I see it. But anyway, thanks so much for your call. I appreciate you calling in, and appreciate you and all the folks here who join us on the PoppyCock Report. We're coming to an end now, and let's see, did I miss anything? I got Florida Man in, I got Embezzlement in, PoppyCock of the Day. I did not get to keep up with the chat as well as I usually do, because again, Rose, I don't know what happened. see, unplug something, but I don't know. The whole stream just disappeared. It's crazy. Anyway, scramble time. Anyway, happy to have you here, and let's see, today's Tuesday. Yeah. So anyway, be back on Thursday somewhere, right? Hopefully nothing blew up or anything. Anyway, there you go. Thanks everybody for coming along with us, and I truly do not only just really appreciate you guys, but genuinely have come to love you folks. It's been such a great time to spend time with everybody, and I just can't wait to get together again in South Kakalaki. So thank you, Karen B, for putting that together for us again. Pretty awesome. Hey, Joe Ray, glad you're here, and I talked about you earlier. I hope you don't mind. It's all right. I was saying you guys didn't have any water for like 17, 18 days now. Just crazy. Anyway, thank you, Love and the Light. I appreciate that. It is definitely a seat of my pants sort of thing, but I've gotten rather used to that. All right. So with that, let's see. Today being Tuesday, Wednesday night, looks like Secrets of Saturn. I have no idea what the topic is. I'll check in with Jason and Wayne to see what the actual brains behind the outfit have going on there, and we'll figure it out. Be back Thursday somewhere with PoppyCock or CockyPop or Flower Chickens or whatever we come up with. And then, of course, more of Unintended Consequences and the Sunday stuff with Noodles on the weekend. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day. Don't let the bastards get you down. Fuck the fucking fuckers, right? And I hope to see you coming up in March 27th in South Carolina. Take care, everybody.
1, 2, 3. Cocks don't pop at all, PoppyCock cocks do poppy by 4. And that's why all the folks on PoppyCock keep poppycocks in a jar. But once I met a girl on PoppyCock back in the PoppyCock hills, they won't let me back on PoppyCock, reckon they never will. Well, PoppyCock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old PoppyCock, PoppyCock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. The earth don't spin at all on PoppyCock, flatter than a hot roadkill. And beer don't stick to balls on PoppyCock, reckon it never will. Once I met two folks on PoppyCock, one bald, the other likes cats. She wild as a rosy, quicker than a satellite, no PoppyCock about that. Well, PoppyCock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old PoppyCock, PoppyCock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Take a Trey. To flock on PoppyCock, ain't no PoppyCock pins. You might just find yourself on PoppyCock, waking with a PoppyCock kin. And PoppyCock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old PoppyCock, PoppyCock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Why so freaking early? PoppyCock, you and me.